Sorry, Fabu background. Okay, so it talks about doing a commission on stream I have, but I didn't commit. Probably one of those I'm gonna. Oh, the one. I figured I'm just gonna do red. So, practice? Yeah, and prize are mine. You can't have them. Yeah, I'm all caught up on stuff. I don't know. I finished chapter. She actually does not get her. I mean, she already. My mic is going in and out? Okay. Let me check my settings. Thank you guys for letting me know. Is that better? I think it was peaking and getting cut off. Yeah. It's I'm not moving away from it though. It's attached to my face. I think it's the settings Wong put on here to make sure it doesn't peak. Yeah, no, it's a headset mic for these streams. I just use my headset mic. Yeah, no. So I have some like filters to help keep background noise that Wong set up, but they can be weird sometimes. And I've noticed that like they cut me off at really weird times. Like we realized my Ojo-sama laugh kept getting cut off whenever it would get redeemed, so that was something. Yeah, that's my guess. Is it was trying to like, oh, I was getting too close to the red, so it's like goodbye, goodbye forever. Kind of thinking about putting some kind of poison plant wrapped around her finger, but her finger right up against her face, so I don't know if that's a good idea. I bet it's Viridian. I mean, she's probably immune. Why are you still at work? It's sick. Run screaming into the night already, Twaifu. Oh no. Oh yeah, I was gonna say the end of, well, the fact that even like what is it, like pre-K or whatever, that, you know, non-college education is coming end for summer. I mean, I just ended my last session yesterday. Summer hires are coming. They were. I think it's time for you to quit HR and become a witch, Twaifu. It's the way. Yeah, higher ed might be. If you could do HR in any kind of thing, what would you do it in? Corporate hours. Yeah, yeah, no, I totally agree. Nobody wants to pay people like the proper wage. You can't pay people proper wages for work. That's not right. Oh. Yeah, I don't know how temps work in HR at all. I mean, like I know what a temp is and stuff like that, but I can see why like that would be something that comes up a lot more in a like a schooling position or anything that could be education in some higher than you would see in a this position, I guess. Exciting stuff. Paperwork and hiring. I was actually the one who did all the paperwork stuff for the intern back when I worked at the and that was already a mess. And it wasn't even like the fault, like the school that we went through, or even the programs we went through. They didn't actually do that bad. It was more, well, yeah, my boss was always such a pleasure. Oh my god, yeah. Gonna actually add the detail. Oh no, I'm sure. Yeah, I was gonna say anyone who works there, even if they're not doing, you know, But right now, like fast food in general is like, but yeah, if you're doing anything like, if you're in like corporate or stuff, yeah, it's got to be crazy. Hey, RTD. I remember you telling me that. Yeah, the corporate McDonald's, which the with the fun. Isn't that like the big McDonald's with all the fun menu? God, now I want French fries. Thanks. Okay, not that it takes much for French fries. I really wish they had like they offered like more of the stuff you get on those kind of menus just regularly. Like, cause I think a lot of us would probably eat. Oh my gosh, have you ever seen Wendy's international? Well, specifically Japanese Wendy's. Fubuki does like a VTuber Fubuki does like reviews on it, and oh my god, it looks so amazing. I'm like, this is not stuff on our American menu, please. A lot of cheese. I mean, I'd be okay if they like even on all the ones they would have like some of the internet. Well, I know for a while they did. They did something where they had some international stuff in US. I don't remember what it was or anything about it besides that they're. I wish it was easier to get like foods, different cultures and stuff. Period in America. And yeah, we can make it, and we got pretty lucky that we have some markets that will stuff not too far from us, and obviously, and H aren't that far either. Sometimes you don't want to have to drive to go. Like I down the street to get it. I will say, actually, Myers does a job with. It's not great, but they're international stuff. So they took away some of my favorite German stuff. Yeah, I could have raised. Yeah, but at least it's not too bad. If you move to my area, we can go on trips together. It's fine. And I can introduce you to Filipino Mart I go to all the time because it's right near the UPS store. Where's for tattoo on? Yeah. Although we are currently trying to a little bit because, well, I should say we have a stockpile of groceries. Actually, get. We even opted. Mike is doing it again? What the heck? It's right in front of my face. Mike, what are you doing? Mike, Mike, Mike. You know what? I am gonna turn off my filters. Bye, be gone thoughts. Okay, maybe that will help. Let me know if it keeps going in and out again. Filter. Yeah, it follows my expression. I guess I was pouting in real life. It also does it a lot when I look down. Soon walks. I'm so glad you have such great goals, Twaifu. I've actually been playing a lot of Near Replicant lately, but I haven't been streaming it because Wong really wants surround sound on it. I don't really care either way, but it's okay. It's probably better that, you know, for people who haven't had a chance to play it yet, because it's still pretty new. We're actually playing it together, which is really weird. So like we literally hand off the controller at random times. So it's always worth it to bonk Wong, right? Yeah. Okay, let's see. And then I went. I want some kind of poisonous flower. Any suggestions? Let's see, what is a good poisonous flower? Maybe a poisonous vine? I think that might be cooler. I mean, it'd be touching her. There's a whole museum in England all about poisonous plants. I want to go there. Tuxedo mask. She can only make poisonous weapons. Her literally her element is earth, but it's specifically poison. So I'm like, I mean, I guess poison ivy. I was playing around with earrings for her. I haven't decided on them, but I was playing around with like poison ivy earrings. Maybe flowering vine. Yeah, there's a whole museum that's all dedicated to like poisonous plants. Tuxedo Matt. Yeah, he's poison. Viridian's actually useful. She doesn't just come in to like, my work here is done. She actually does stuff. Although a lot of it lately has been getting smashed into the face, so. I finished the chapter last week though for that one, so if you guys haven't, you should go read it. It's fun. Ooh, what flowers are poisonous? Let's go look. Let's go find out. Sorry guys, I'm Googling. Oh, oleander. That's a nice easy one. Oh, I didn't realize morning glories were poisonous. Well, mostly it's the flower seeds, but ooh, these are pretty. Oh, I like these. Lilies. We're gonna use lilies, I think. Ironic. Okay, can I just get some photos of lilies, please? Of these Zephyr lilies. We're gonna look at Zephyr lilies. Zephyr lilies. They are poisonous to horses and stuff. Their bulbs are. That's interesting. All right, mic check. Okay. How's that? Did that work? Did it sound like I was too far away? I'm gonna go with that. Good, it worked! Yay! Alright, let's go ahead and start inking. Yay! I zoomed out instead of in. Close up on her face. Actually, I'm gonna lower the opacity so I can see better what I'm doing. Why did I keep going off the screen? Stop that! Stop it! 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 You know what? Come here, you. Let's scoot you over a bit. Okay, now maybe, maybe not. So I'm still not decided on the next chapter of Zos Kias' name. I'm calling it Chaos Theory right now, but I need to decide by tomorrow. I don't know if that title really works though. I wanted to use something that was more mathematical sounding, but I didn't find anything I liked. So that's why I started looking up like theories and stuff that could be also work for it. And I was like, oh, chaos theory always works. Chaos theory works for everything. But I still haven't decided if I like it or not. And I could also like be really generic and follow it up with the last title, which was She Who Befriended Death, and do like Maiden of Death. But actually, the Necromancer isn't the focal point in this one. That's why I'm like, I don't know. The focal point this time is Maggie. I'm trying to get all the chapters outlined out for the next volume, though, since, you know, my Kickstarter is running. And I'm hoping not to have it be like last. I felt so bad last year. I know nobody complained, but it's my anxiety. I felt so bad that like everything was like, I think it got delayed by like 2 or 3 months, which I know for a Kickstarter is apparently not that bad and very common. But I was like, I felt horrible because I don't like delaying stuff. So I want to try to get as much stuff out of the way as I can. So I already at least have it all outlined. I just have to like storyboard it. So. And at least next month, I won't have to. I only have to do one Patreon reward since the winner of the non-chibi art, and the only one who's in that tier, chose 2 characters last time in sacrifice of his reward this time. So I'll only have to do that, and then whoever wins the poll, which I think I know who it is, because I think it's a 2 versus 1 thing right now. But I don't usually check it until like this week, so I should probably do that. I was also gonna poll you guys for when the next karaoke stream is gonna be for June, but I may have had it decided for me. Or I should say, I don't mean that in a mean way. That sounds weird. But I was talking to some of the people I do the karaoke relay with normally, and they're talking about wanting to do another one. And I was like, well, I haven't. And they asked me what date for June I was doing, and I'm like, I haven't decided yet, because I was gonna poll for that starting today. But they're like, well, we can all do this day, and I was like, maybe we should just do that then. If we all want to do another relay, we lost some people in the last one, so it'd be cool to have some back again, right? But if we do a relay, it means I won't do a themed one. I have at least 2 more themes I want to get out sometime this year, but they don't have to be like month after month or every other month even. I swear, guys, I will get better at being able to actually handle your requests too. I already started my new list. I deleted my old one and started my new one, and then added one that I hadn't sung last time right back onto it. I was like, oh, oops. But listening to my iPod. Yeah, requests like Bonk Wong. That's my favorite song. I'll be my next song I write, guys. I've actually written a few songs. I haven't successfully managed to get any of them recorded, but I used to write a lot of songs when I was young. Technically, Kiboto Iyu no Yami has a version out there, but it was for a video editing class, so it's like really lame. Also, it's on my old YouTube, which is weird because you can't link different YouTube accounts even if they're under the same like name and email, or like, yeah, it's weird. They're under the same username, but I can't link them. So it's you know, YouTube. They're like, oh, you can re-upload everything. Like, why the heck would I want to do that? I'm just satisfied to let them lurk and never be found ever again. It also has on there my 3D animation project I did, where I learned how to rig so well that, you know, the guy falls and a second later his ears fall. I don't know if I ever told you guys about that one. Probably not. Well, I guess I will tell you now. So, in college, my professor for my first 3D animation or like 3D class was horrible. Like, he didn't teach us anything, and we all passed, but it was like one of those where we were like constantly having to like ask each other, how do you do this or whatnot, and things like that, and like really basic stuff that we should have been learning. So when I got into the second class, where we're supposed to have already known this stuff and start learning things like rigging correctly and parent-child hierarchy, it was like we're able to learn a bit of it, but we had to go back and learn all the basics. So like the teacher was managing like 2 different groups of us. And I mean, he was always really cool about it, but it was still like I felt so bad. I'm like, I don't know, I'm not the only one, but because half my class also started in that guy's same class, but it was pretty rough. So that's what I spent my second class doing, was relearning that stuff. Well, then I had him again for my 3D animation class, and he was basically at that point, well, most of you guys are taking it just so you can graduate. That was true. It was one of my last classes I took. But I was like, I wanted to learn. I wanted to see if I could, get some better skills back or whatever. So, yeah, so I said, though, that obviously was not the case. I didn't know how to rig really well. I know how to rig a human, and that's it. And I made a little story with like 2 animal creatures, one that kind of looks like a bunny and one that kind of looks like a cat. They're not really either, but like it's voiced too. It's just me going meow meow, or I don't know what the other one said. I know one of them was like meow meow meow, which I think was actually the bunny one. But anyways, yeah. So like the bunny guy is like, oh man, I wanna have some of these berries that you have, Mr. Cat Guy. And the cat guy's like, no. I mean, they're not actually talking, they're just making noises, but as close as you can get. And so he's like trying to catch up to him, and then he falls and trips. And because I was so good at rigging, he tripped, and then a second later his ears fell. And then at the very end, like, the cat thing comes back to him and is like, okay, fine, I'll help you up, and I guess I'll let you have one of my berries. The wholesome tsundere shit that you see. And then they walk off into the sunset. And I mean, literally, they walked off into the sunset. Apparently, I didn't have something locked correctly, so when they started walking into the distance, they literally walked upward into the sky. I didn't have the planes set right. And by that time, I had 6 classes plus a final project, which I did a video game for my final project. It was supposed to be more intense, but it ended up just being a visual novel because I ran out of time. I only had a semester to do it. And yeah, so like, I was like, crap, I spent like 12 hours or more rendering this. I don't have time to render it. It's due. And I turned it in like that and still got an A because the teacher was like, hey, you turned in a project. That's more than most people did. I was like, oh. But yeah, no, that's my 3D experience. I was really good at lighting and textures, at least. I don't know if I'd ever want to go back and relearn it, though. Like, I'm not a huge fan of 3D, personally, like, and it was definitely not a strong suit of mine. Like, even when I had another class where we had to combine 3D and coding, actually, I was in that class with Ranafe. We opted to let the third member of our group, who was just somebody random, I don't think we knew him, but he was not bad or anything. I don't even remember who he was. But we opted to let him do all the 3D stuff, and we did the coding. We made a virtual petting zoo. Yeah, Ranafe knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, we're like, we'll code. You can do the 3D. I did make a Babo in 3D from Mir. That one came out pretty good. That was probably the best thing I ever made in 3D. But I think it helped a lot because, he's literally a kendama, so he has a lot of, like, really normal shapes on him. Yeah. Well, we had the one person. Was he assigned to us, or because we had a third person? I don't know how he got in their group. I don't remember, but yeah, he did just kind of let us work together and was like, whatever. I remember once we told him that we were two halves of a whole idiot, and he was just like, "Oh my god, you guys were like the only ones knowing coding in this class. Please don't say that." Oh, okay. Yeah, that's probably why. Yeah, like no, when my students who actually know what they're doing are saying this is the problem. I liked him as a teacher though, honestly. He was hard, but I learned a lot. I still remember all the stuff he taught me about PHP. That's something. I mean, to be fair, my PHP class was at like 10 at night or 9:30 or whatever. It was really late. And so he was all like, "I know you guys want to go home, but you know, I know you guys need this class." So he would start doing things like when we were talking about functions and stuff, he would insert his own name into them. And then like I remember when it was the replace string function kind of thing where he it's like he started with like, you know, C spot run, and then he changed it to C Mike run into the street and get hit by a car. And I was like, "Oh my god, teacher, what are you doing? Stop killing yourself off in class." But yeah, no, he kept us awake. I believe I also had that class when I turned 21, because I think that was yeah, that's how long ago it was. Ugh. Because I'm pretty sure I had that class on the day of my 21st birthday, and I had told one of the other students in with me, and she was all like, "Why didn't you take off to go drinking?" I was like, "I don't want to go drinking." And then like later he found out that it was my birthday in class, and he's like, "Wait, why are you here? It's your birthday." And I was like, "Cause I guess I'd rather be at class." I don't know. I was a weird kid. I don't know if I really would rather be at class or if it was more just I didn't. Everyone kept trying to take me out to bars, so I think that was kind of like my excuse is I'm just going to class. Sorry guys, can't have a class tonight. Plus, I'm pretty sure I worked because I worked at the college when I was going to it. I was the they called it an SI, which was supplemental instructor, but basically I was the student teacher slash assistant for the Japanese classes. Like, I don't even know how else to explain that because nobody ever knows what an SI is. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I had like my tutoring hour or something on the day, and possibly even had to actually have a class I had to sit in on it and help with. There's always that part of me that misses college because I had so much fun and met so many great people. And I wasn't even like a party person at all. Like, it was just we did really nerdy dumb stuff. But then there's that other part of me that was like, I'm so glad I got out of school so fast because I graduated. I managed to. I'm 2 years younger than Kitten, and I managed to graduate at the same time with her because I didn't know when to quit. Don't do that, guys. Take it easy. It's okay. Also, grades don't matter as much as you think. What you learn is honestly more important. I also think college is not for everyone. I think one of my favorite random things we did in college is so during finals week, since most of us had our finals like earlier because it was like coding and projects and stuff like that, um, we ended up doing well, we had to still go in for finals for like some classes or at least to turn stuff in, and I was still working. But we did some really silly stuff. Like our favorite, which we only did 2 years out of the 3 I was there, was peep jousting. Have any of you guys ever heard of peep jousting? I mean, I know Ronafe has, but... And if Kitten's lurking, I know she has too. Because she was part of it as well. Were you about to say no? Ronafe. Anyways, so the concept of peep jousting, for those who don't know, is pretty simple. You basically put two peeps on a plate, and put toothpicks in them and have them touching. So they want to be a little far apart, but the toothpick should be touching, so they should be like crossed. You know what? Watch me really quickly doodle this illustration. This is fine. I don't care what it is. So here that's an eraser. That's why. So here is a peep. They're gonna look horrible, guys. I don't eat peeps. I don't know what they look like. I know they look like birds. So here's my deformed peeps. So yeah, you stick a toothpick in like that, and you cut it like that. So that's what you do. You stick them and you cross your toothpicks. And then you put them in a microwave, and you don't do it for very long. But you microwave them, and whichever one stabs the other one first wins. So, Neil Mikey, which Mikey Daniels, is his real name. I think he actually goes by that online too, because he does a lot of video editing and has done some really cool stuff. We actually did a video for Peep Jousting at one point, which was hilarious to film. But yeah, he would bring in his own microwave so they wouldn't get mad at the school. And then like we would get styrofoam plates from the cafeteria or the little cafes in the school, and like they all knew what we were up to, and they thought it was hilarious. Like sometimes they'd actually come and watch us too. But yeah, so we would do our peeps. I was the long-running champion with my Lancelot, the first, the second, the third, and the fourth. I just kept naming the Lancelot. Like Knights of the Round Table Lancelot. Oh, that sucks, my boot. But yeah, in the video that he made for one of them, he did we actually took our peeps and quote unquote trained them. So if you guys if I remember, I'll share it in the Discord. It's really funny. And Kitten played like the MC. There's no actual voicing. It's all like a music over it. And it was Mikey versus me, and my peep won that time too. So you guys can see my victory. My peep stabbed it. I think her air should be a little lower. Also, Twaifu, no more work for you, apparently. That's better, I think. But yeah, so that's what we would do finals week. We would be done with all of our main finals and anything we had to study for, and might be there to do a presentation or turn in a project, or in some cases I was just there to see if any of the other students, because technically the Japanese finals also finished early, but sometimes they had until the end of tournaments. So sometimes I get a student coming in like 2 days before it was doing, going, "Help me, I don't know what I'm doing." Because I had an office hour and a study session both. Sorry guys, I was draining my tea. So that was what the weird face expressions were. Of course, the end of my schooling at college always fell right around ASIN too. So I mean, I don't think any of us ever had to actually like miss a final or anything for ASIN, because we wouldn't go that far. That we wouldn't do. I might have skipped some classes in high school for ASIN, but not college. But if I remember correctly, I do believe my first semester there, we all decided to wear wigs the last day of class. Like, basically not full cosplay, but like close enough. So I wore my Dorothy from Merwig, which is very long and pink and has really long braids. And I actually had somebody ask me if I dyed my hair pink, and I was like, okay, my hair's long, but this is like 5 feet long. My hair's only 3 feet long. It was pretty funny though. Also, I would not dye my hair pink, guys. Yeah, I remember that weird April, just because I believe. I'm like, I know, because did often fall on graduation weekend. Yeah, I do remember that because I never went to commencement for college. I did for high school just because it was, even though I graduated semester, like they let me come back for it, and I don't know why I decided to. I guess because my parents wanted to see me walk across the stage. I didn't really care either way. Good. ASIN is important. Choose ASIN. Now, I mean, I know, like, ASIN was always prom weekend when I was in high school, and yeah, you bet ASIN won. And it's okay. You're allowed to, like that kind of stuff, or, think some of it is more important. That's fine. I never thought about it. I guess they're the same time. I do remember my second ASIN. I think it would have actually. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was my second, or it might have actually been my third. Now that I think about it, because I don't know if Chibiko was still dressed as Subaru at the time, because her Subaru may have already been destroyed. But yeah, we were I was hanging out with my little sister, who I call Chibiko. Sakura was the nickname she used online. I don't know what name she goes by now online. I guess probably her real name, because she's a nutritionist. But anyways, we were coming back from karaoke, which is in a different hotel, and we had to walk through the area where they were doing prom photos. And this girl, like, literally starts screaming and screaming and goes, "Oh my god, I gotta get a picture! I gotta get a picture!" She apparently was a huge Dot Hack fan, so she left her prom pictures to come get pictures. I think Chibiko was Scold at the time, but maybe she was Subaru. Either way, it was funny. Just like we went to a con that was around prom or something down in Tennessee before too, and we went out to eat at a Chinese restaurant all in cosplay, and Mikey was dressed as, the robot from Samurai Pizza Cats. And he's in all these prom pictures because everyone thought it was so cool. So, yeah. Oh my god, yes. Although I think I more so remember the religious conventions going on at OhioCon the same weekend. Most of them weren't too bad. There was like one or two that you're like, But like there was one I remember. I don't remember what year it was, but once again, it was Chibiko and me were in the Starbucks getting like breakfast or whatever, and I was dressed as Mimaru. It's always dressed as Mimaru, so it had to have been a long time because it was my original Mimaru. Hello, angry young man. But anyways, all these like churchgoers were in there, and we're like, oh god, they're all dressed nice, and here I am in bikini armor. But they were really nice, and they all they wanted me to cut and get my stuff so I could get into like the con faster, and like they weren't being mean, like, or being like, ew, what are you doing? They were like, oh, you guys are such good children, and like it was weird because I was pretty young back then. Yeah, I know there was it an anime? The only time I went to Anime St. Louis, I think, or CuniCon St. Louis, it was something in St. Louis. There was a girl who was having her wedding, and like I guess her boyfriend knew the con was happening, or her husband, and he was like, "This is great, I love it. Let's have it this weekend." But she didn't, and she was like literally throwing a fit because yeah, we could all hear her. Like, dude, it's not that hard to check the venues of what's going on. I mean, obviously, as a nerd myself, I personally don't care. I think having weddings at cons is a little weird. And I try to schedule them. I would like, well, obviously I haven't had my wedding yet, but I plan on scheduling my wedding away from any of the major cons that I would attend. Yeah, exactly. I mean, considering we're hoping to buy a house and just have it in our backyard, so we can save on money. 2K fry soon. It's coming. Yeah. Well, and the thing is, and even if you're doing anything at another hotel, like it's not that hard to look up, hey, what other events are going on at this hotel at the same time. I am I mean, not all the hotels are going to have like a really obvious one, but it's still going to be, if nothing else, just freaking ask, like, hey, is this weekend free? What other events are going on? Is there anything I should be aware of? I know one year at RamenCon, I think it was a wedding as well, because they were being assholes. They wanted the entire like first floor residential, like for well, I guess technically it was the second floor, because it was the first floor of rooms. Yeah, and they're like, well, we don't want the congoers coming through here, and we want them to use a different elevator. It's like, dude, people are rooming here. Did they do that at Marival? I don't remember that. I believe it though. I mean, dude, you guys are welcome to come too, but like, yeah, like you're not the only ones in this hotel, and you can't act like you are. Okay, I'm also just always salty, so. But yeah, I just remember that year at RamenCon. I was behind my table the whole time, but I remember hearing it from Kitten later, who had gone back to get something from the room, and she was like, she had to go all the way around. Yeah, I think that's what it was, because it's after they moved to South Bend. We stay at, because well, back when Too Much Wong lived near it, we just stayed at his place. But now that he lives up here with me, we had to get a hotel. Said I still don't think South Bend is a good place for anime cons. Well, it's good that at least one of them was all for it. But yeah, no, like, dude, there's gonna be other events going on. You gotta check it. I also just feel like people take things too seriously sometimes too. And I feel like for weddings, like, is it like something where like everyone really wants to be a bridezilla or something? I don't. I want to be as chill as possible. So if I start getting all bridezilla, please smack me. I guess. But I mean, I guess I'm a very simple person. I just want something simple. Like Wong and I have already talked about what we're doing and stuff, and we're gonna try to keep costs down. Plus, we're trying to, I guess support small businesses. But what 50K? Oh my God, no, that's way too much. I don't want to spend 50K on a wedding. As it is, my dad. Yeah, but I wouldn't spend that much on a wedding. It's a one-time thing. What the hell? Me bridezilla, I just wouldn't spend that money. I'd rather put that as a down payment on a house. Use it to travel. Buy way too many anime figures. Oh, yeah, I guess so. I mean, I find it funny when I was talking to my mom about this. He basically gave Chibiko, when she got married for that 7-month stint, gave her $1,500. No duck faces. Oh man, that's sad. Coslinkin, maybe I can make one. I can't. I mean, I'm doing a medieval themed wedding, but like fantasy medieval, so no faces, just ducks. What if they're the ducks' faces? Like real ducks, not like white girl faces, says the white girl. No jousting? We can joust. I like this idea. We'll get pool noodles. Oh man, and maybe instead of throwing the flowers, you guys will have to joust for it. Yes, exactly. Kit knows where I was going. By the way, way, guys, Kitten is gonna be my maid of honor, so you can blame her if anything goes weird. No, I'm kidding. I mean, she is gonna be my maid of honor, but you don't blame her if stuff goes weird. Because both Wong and I have hands in it. Oh yeah, if everything goes great, you have to thank her. Don't worry, Twaifu. You're gonna be a bridesmaid. No, I want a really small wedding too, because I know even when I told Wong, I was like, I want 3 bridesmaids, including the maid of honor. She was like, wait, what, 3? Only 3? And I was like, yeah, only 3. I don't want like a huge one, dude. I don't want it because the wedding part, people at the wedding, our invites are going to be so small because we don't want a lot of people or a big wedding. I mean, yeah, you did tell me. I think I've told Wong that if he wants to bring more, you're happy to take him. Well, that's why I also thought about, like, I really thought long and hard. Obviously, I asked, I mean, technically, I don't have a date yet. So even though both my sisters, like Kitten and Shibiko, both know they're being included, I ran a pay. Oh, that's why I was like, I want to go with people that are like, I know will be chill and easy to work with. And in the cases, I mean, obviously, unfortunately, Kitten had a bad experience, but I was a maid of honor in Chibiko's wedding, and I was going to be a bridesmaid in Kitten's wedding. So, like, they're both, you know, we're close enough that actually works. Like, not all siblings are, but we get along. In fact, I get along really well with Kitten now. We were, like, besties for a while when we were really young, and then, like, for a while we were, like, grrr at each other. Yeah, no, because, you know, Jim sucks. All right, people of the internet, you do not know who Jim is, but he sucks, okay? This is important information. Mega Jim. Oh, no, okay, no, angry young man, I'm not trying to insult you. I didn't know your name was Jim. Oh, I'm drawing Viridian. She's my poison user from Zos Kias. I actually had nothing to draw today, so I'm like, pick a random character. I don't think I've ever met you, angry young man, but you seem to be very nice from what I've seen in the Discord and stuff, and on Kitten streams. Because I look at Kitten streams a lot. I like to put streams on in the background. Have I? You're probably right. I have. I am really bad with names. I bet you if I saw your face, I'd be like, I did meet that person. I mean, I don't behave. Oh, the cookie thief. I know who that is. Don't worry, that's how I know him. Actually, Kitten, I almost asked you if I had thought about this earlier. I almost asked you if you had a line art today that I could color on stream, because I was like, I didn't have anything. As you guys have noticed, this line art has been entirely done on stream, which means I'll have to do a lot of touch-ups on it at some point, but... Kitten is the one who taught me how to do, especially my shading. She also taught me a little bit of the digital art. We obviously have a very, well, similar but different style with it now. But like the whole concept of a lot of what I do was because, well, early on it was because Kitten forced me to do stuff I didn't want to do when I was a kid. Like shading. I don't dislike it now though, I'm glad. Because yeah, it helped me a lot. I didn't like art when I was a kid because I was really bad at it. But I learned a lot of the fundamental basics because of Kitten, so. And we did some collabs and stuff when we were younger, and you have done one not that long ago, I don't think. But yeah, so one of my art senpais, just like Ranafe is the one who worked with me on Copic markers. So all my Copic stuff is from Ranafe. Like as far as my skill set for that, she trained me. Well, I think we were watching Arata Congarturi, the anime, during that time and complaining about it. I'm not gonna forget her tattoo this time. That's why I sketched it in. I always forget her tattoo. I'm still playing around if I want to give her earrings or not. This design hasn't shown up in the webcomic yet, so. I know! I have blues now! You can come over and do it again, or I can bring it to your house. Because I have that nice little bag that Dad got me. You do need to try again. I'm sure you'll have no problem, because Kitten also taught me how to blend with colored pencils. Yes, I have blues. I also bought refills for a bunch of the ones I was out of. And since Zos Kias' birthday is coming up, I'll be doing some Copic arts to give away for that too, so I need to do some Copics. Plus, I think I have Copic arts as some of the prizes in the Kickstarter. But yeah, I got, with one of my stimuluses, I went and bought some refills, and then I realized I have a Blick gift card. So I'm going to buy some more now that I was like, I could have used this gift card, but I didn't, so I guess I'll use it, you know, better late than never. I also officially have my first, I own the 2 sets of chows, but I have my first sketch marker. Although I can't remember, Ken, did you give me sketch or chow? I don't remember. I just know they were blue, and I got really excited because blue. But yeah, Ranafe accidentally ordered an extra, I think it's Fig. It's right here. It's sitting right here by my computer. Yeah, it's Fig. It was on my list, so it's probably Chow. Chow is easier for me to hold because I have the deformed hand thing going on, but I'm getting used to Sketch a little bit because I've played with some, and now I have this one. So I think they have more options for blues. Yeah, I use a lot of blues in coloring for some reason. They are definitely good for toning things. That's probably why. Plus, I was to say, yeah. I feel like the set I had though, it had a lot of like greens, but for purples and blues, it wasn't pretty prevalent, and like blues especially, which is why I had that other random set of blues in my list because I was like, I need more blues. Because I remember running into it several times. Like Umishin, obviously, I tend to draw Umishin and Light a lot for Zos Kias since they are technically the main characters, even if you'll never know it the way that I write the series half the time. But you know, Umishin has a lot of like he has blue hair. He wears blue. No, he doesn't wear blue jeans. Actually, he wears brown jeans. But he wears blue hair. He has a blue vest. He has silver on him and blue eyes, like greenish blue eyes. Technically, they're seafoam green. And then Light, while he's blonde, he has a blue hoodie and blue shoes, and he has blue eyes again, which are more of an aqua bluish. So yeah, it's like yeah, I use blue a lot for them. And then with Lily, she's pink and purple, and I had like no good shades of purple for her. And I could have mixed it if I had a better blue, but I didn't have it at the time. Which, the last time I drew Lily actually was Copic, and I actually had some better by that time because that was after Kitten had already got me the blues. But last year, for the blues, that sounds funny. Last year, at Kickstarter reward, somebody chose Lily as an art, and I was like, oh, that's so sweet. I'm so sorry what I did to her. Not. I don't know if I'll ever feel comfortable really doing a stream on like color theory or something, but maybe one of these days, I don't know, we can talk about arts and shadowing or something, or some kind of thing. Because I know some people have asked for tutorials on my Patreon. I'm just not sure what to do them on. I've also kicked around this idea and talked to a few people about it. I might do a stream at some point. It probably wouldn't be a lot of them, but on learning Japanese, since that seems to be something people want to do. And I private tutor Japanese, plus I was a student teacher for Japanese, so I'm fairly proficient at Japanese. It would just be like basic stuff, but I mean, I wouldn't have time to teach you guys how to write or anything. That takes a while. I mean, I can teach you stroke order, but you have to learn how to memorize the symbols on your own. Sorry, I don't have... Well, I don't necessarily not have hints for that, but they're not something that can be, like, really understood. I just remember, like, when I was in Japanese with Kitten, we would make, especially for kanji, we would be like, huh, this looks like, for instance, the word atsui. We remember the kanji because it looked like a guy fanning himself, and atsui means hot. So, yeah, that's how we remember that kanji. That's a eraser again. So yeah, there's like things like that you can do, but there's not like an easy way to, like, I don't know, to teach it, I guess. Actually, when when we were learning hiragana, we actually had a private tutor at first too. Somebody who we used to have an anime club that met in our basement. And one of the members brought one of our friend who happened to be the Japanese teacher. She was actually Japanese, from one of the local high schools that we didn't go to, and so she taught us how to, like, she was helping us with Japanese for a while, and we did flashcards for hiragana and katakana, but specifically we did them as a I don't know what kind of game that's called. I guess it's the closest thing I can think of is like Hanafuda, but that probably doesn't mean anything to you guys. But basically, she would like have them all spread out and then be like, I'm gonna ask for like this symbol, and then we'd have to like slap it. But of course, we got really aggressive, so we'd slap each other too. I mean, we learned the symbol, but the teacher's like, oh my god, please stop, don't hit each other. We're like, no, it's fine, we're just gonna slap each other. It's with siblings too. I don't recommend learning that way unless pain is definitely something that helps you learn, or maybe makes you learn faster so you don't hurt. For how I teach my kids now when I do private tutoring, you make them write the symbol over and over again, and I only make them write like, I guess, like 3 times when I'm with me. It's a whole worksheet thing. It's actually from the Genki book officially, but I have them do that. For the couple weeks, I'll have them do like because each lesson has like so many symbols introduced, so I'll have them do a couple in front of me, and each time I'll make them do more and more. But the worksheet itself, they have to finish on their own. So I'm one of those teachers. Like, hey, you thought private tutoring wasn't gonna have homework? Think again. I don't know what the best apps out there are for learning Japanese, though. I didn't find any I particularly liked that much. Doesn't mean there aren't good ones out there, or that some of the ones I don't like don't work well for you. Like, I personally don't like Duolingo much, not because it's a bad app, but the biggest problem I noticed, yeah, I'm one of those teachers. The biggest problem I noticed with Duolingo, though, is I felt like, because I tried it a bit just to see if I could recommend it to my students. And it's like, oh, here is, conjugate this verb. Okay, that's great and all, but what does the verb mean? They didn't tell you that first. So, like, I had one student who had been using it, and, like, they could conjugate tabemasu, but they had no idea, taberu, to tabemasu, but they had no idea what that meant. Which, by the way, taberu is a verb to eat, and tabemasu is, you know, basically, I eat. Tashi wa tabemasu. I eat. But yeah, so it was weird, and I'm like, it's not like bad. I just thought the order they did stuff was weird, and then trying to think. Rosetta Stone had something weird like that too. I didn't use it ever, but one of the kids I was tutoring had it, so he brought it. I tutored him at a library, so he's not one of the ones I went to their house to tutor. We went to the public library. This is way pre-COVID, because he ended up moving out of the area, and that's when we stopped. But yeah, like he had it, and like so he brought it in and was like going over it. And it was another thing where like they just taught you things in such a weird order. Like I think they started teaching you vocab, and then suddenly they started throwing hiragana in, and so it's like, but they never taught me hiragana. It's like, yeah, that's a problem. They never even gave like an exercise for it. Luckily, I was teaching him hiragana. Otherwise, he would have been like at a loss. He still was, because he started doing it before. That's why he wanted help. He's like, I can't get this. Please, parents, help. And they were like, well, I guess there's some random white girl who tutors Japanese. Like, don't worry about it. So it's my favorite thing is the first time I meet the people I'm tutoring, their parents, and they're like, wait, what? Japanese? Are you sure? Like, yeah, don't worry about it. So I think if you already have some basic knowledge, like Duolingo is fine. Or if you have some other thing you're using alongside with it, it's good. I definitely recommend the Genki textbooks. They're not the best, but they are definitely one of the best out there as far as what you can learn. Mira no Nihongo is not bad either. I feel Genki is a lot more approachable for foreigners though. And I actually have the PDF files as a teacher, so you can get them just by PDF too. You don't even have to physically buy a book, get a book. I did actually use the Genki book myself when I was in Japan in college for basically level. I would equivalent it out to level 3 of Japanese, because my school only taught level 1 and 2. Also, Nakama is trash. Don't use that book. I did not realize how bad that book was. That's the one that they were using in college at my school. And it's like, that's the one that like so many people I know started learning from. And then it was like, I get to Japan and they had me like Mira no Nihongo and Genki, because they use both books for different things. So I was like, wait, what? Why does this book actually make sense? I wish I could remember which book Kinoshita Sensei used too. I don't remember. Not Kinoshita Sensei. I don't remember her name anymore. Maybe it was Kinoshita. She got married and became like Wachowski. But it was a book about an alien. Like, I just remember there were comics in it that had this alien that liked to eat roses. I don't even remember why. But that was the Japanese textbook that we used for that. Yeah. Well, like, I'm going from a Polish to a Chinese last name. So, also, 2 one-syllable names in a row sounds horrible, but that will be my fate. I know the Japanese teacher that I worked for at the college had a German last name, so it was weird. And then even in Japan, one of the teachers I worked with was actually Korean, but she married a Japanese man, so she had a Japanese last name. Which for some people probably doesn't have that big of a meaning, but I can actually usually tell the differences between the different Asian ethnicities. There's really minor differences if you know what you're looking for, so. But yeah, she was always like, yeah, everyone's always like, I'm Japanese, and she's like, I'm just rolling with it, because they're not always really nice to South Koreans over there. Got married and had a full name. Wow, dang. Yeah. Yeah, and we're seeing more of that. Although some people in some cases will just hyphenate their name. I keep joking with Too Much Wong that we're gonna change our last name altogether. Because we're not keeping my last name, it's horrible too. Not Monoceros. We're talking about changing it to the last name of a friend of friends we have. As a joke. But yeah, I like just two one-syllable names in a row are horrible, and then of course. Ah, that's beautiful. I'm so glad he is. He's a unicorn in Latin. I also jokingly talked about changing it to Daikun because I am a little obsessed with Char. Because yeah, Mono would be like one horn, right? Isn't I say it didn't something about a rhinoceros. It makes me think of a rhinoceros for some reason more than a unicorn. I think I've heard it used somewhere before as something to represent some kind of rhinoceros thing. Oh my god, this finger is horrible. I mean, technically, anime comes from the French word for animation, so I guess it would probably be animation as the base. Figurine, I'm sure there is, or at least like statue or something. I mean, there's got to be a Latin word for that because you know they carve stuff. The real question is, what's the Latin word for weeb? We'll just change our last name to Akiba Soul. Nobody will notice. Our store is totally named after our family. I swear. To Sailor Moon. Martin Sailor Moon. What a great last name. I'll have to let him know that when he reappears from wherever he is. He might be taking a nap. Almost enough fries! Soon the bonking shall commence. I still thought it was hilarious that bonking. Yeah. So I don't know if you have seen what I offer as to use your I call them French fries, your points on, but one of them is bonk wong. So I have a rubber chicken that is not actually within arm's reach right now because nobody's down here with me. that I bonk too much Wong with. It became a joke on one of the streams, and then I was like, should I seriously put this? And Wong was okay with it. So yeah, that's actually one of the things you can redeem fries for is bonking Wong. It is very popular, as you can imagine. Which is why I put it at such a high point value, a fry value though, so I wouldn't hit him all the time. Because otherwise, I mean, it's already bad enough that there's been so many streams where like I bonk him like 4 times in a row. It's okay. He's only 100 fries away from himself from bonking himself, and he was really excited about that. He's like, oh yeah, I can't wait to bonk myself. I did tell him if he really wanted to, he could put a bonk Kochika on his channel. It's fine. Because I'm not hitting him that hard, because it takes a lot of pressure to make that chicken make noise. So I'm not going to whack him as hard as it needs to make noise. So I squeeze it as I bonk him. Sorry, guys. That's the secret. Otherwise, I'd be, like, beating him over the head. It takes a lot of pressure. But interestingly enough, did you know that chicken can be decapitated? It is a hammer. I was gonna get one of those bonk hammers, like Sana has in Kodomo no Mocha, but I couldn't find one for cheap. All right, where noises is. The weird noises is great too when I have Wong with me because he will also make weird noises with me. Did you... I don't know what Wong dying would sound like. I know when he was the weirdest noise I first heard him make when he was streaming was he was playing Smash Brothers with somebody and he went "Arf!" I was like, what? I clipped it on his channel. It's really weird. I was like, what are you doing? And I don't know if you guys follow him on Twitter because he started a Twitter account just for himself and not the store. His first tweet is him making basil goose noises for Monster Hunter. It's beautiful. I can't do a very good impression, but it's something to do this kind of like, ah, ah. I'm really bad at that. I'm sorry, guys. I can't do it. His noise is much better than mine. It doesn't sound like basil goose on my all. That sounds like a great theory. Now I want to like... Yeah, he's pretty good at that. I want to hear everyone make noises now. This sounds very important. I guess I'm going to go around on streams and ask everyone to make a weird noise for me now. This is my new goal. Kitten, tomorrow I'm going to ask you to make a weird noise. Be prepared. Martin is a unique noise. You're not wrong. Ooga ooga? Yeah, I suppose my specialty is things like the Ojo-sama laugh. Yeah, fair enough. If I ever see you on stream, Angry Man, I will, or on anything, I will ask you to make a weird noise too. Don't worry. Everyone, if I see you on streaming, weird noises. RTD, next time we play a game together, gonna ask you for a weird noise. Hopefully we'll be streaming it so everyone else can hear it too. Although I guess the noise RTD makes for Raccoon the dog noise is pretty good. Or the noise he makes when he screams in the opposite side of the house during Phasmophobia. Which we need to play Phasma again together too. As you should. I mean, to be fair, sometimes I'll just be sitting here behind Wong while he's working and start making weird noises. Phasmo Friday. Yeah, Phasmo is fun, man. With friends. It was also great having Kohaku screams. As she was saying, it became a joke that like people were like, we only come to watch people scream. Like, I'm sorry guys, I don't scream. Nothing scares me. I take that back. There was one time I screamed in Phasmo, but it had nothing to do with the game. Wong put his foot right in front of my face. That's why I screamed. Because I did not need a foot in front of my face. Not because it scared me, but because it was a foot in front of my face. I'm sorry, I don't like feet. Sorry, you'll be seeing no foot fetish from me. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think he screamed last time we played, which I do have that, guys, on VOD or on, I don't think I uploaded that to my YouTube archive yet. I need to. I've got some stuff to upload. But yeah, I know one of the times I think, yeah, I was gonna say, I think that was one of the times, and I think another time, Kohaku stepped out in front of you. Oh, I'm trying to get him to do a hot tub stream after, everyone was talking about it. We don't have a hot tub, though. I guess I could put him in the bathtub. What if I just get a hot cup of water and put his hand in it? Wait, isn't that how they make people pee? Oh, it was me. Yeah, don't worry, it's me. I do scare people a lot because I like to play with my flashlight. It's me. I scare everyone. That's right, it was me. Don't worry, guys. I'm pretty scary. I'm more scary than the ghost. If I could, I'd hunt you guys. How you can make him fast? Oh, like boiling water. Actually, I used boiling water to straighten wigs before. When I got my wig for, oh my god, I just forgot her name. Starfire, wow. I got a curly one. And because it was the perfect gradient and I was too lazy to dye it myself. So it was for some outdoor event. And some outdoor event. I helped with the cosplay contest for some of the local events and judge them and run them. So it was a superhero Saturday. So we're like, let's go as superheroes. And I went as Starfire. But yeah, that's that. I poured boiling hot water over it and had to wash my hands, so I didn't pour it on my hands. Yeah, a hot cup of water and put his hand in it. Now you guys have a hot tub stream, right? That's how it works. I guess I could always put him in the washer in the high setting. We could do the ice bucket challenge with him, right? Is that was a thing a while back? You guys remember that? Ice bucket Wong. Ooh. I never got challenged, but I remember one of my friends got challenged and decided to come over to my house to do it for some reason. I probably filmed him do it. But yeah, so he randomly poured the ice over his head in my backyard, and my dad was like, "What are you guys doing?" Like, don't worry, it's fine. When I lived at home, I said that a lot to my dad because like he'd come out, I'd be like burning shoes burning like shoes over the stove, and like, "What are you doing?" Don't worry, it's fine. I didn't quite say it like that, but that's our thing now. Yeah, I was gonna say because I thought Wong did it. Yeah, you probably did. Yeah, you probably were the one helping. I didn't help him with that one, so you probably did because you lived closer to him back then. I don't actually know that many people who did it, which is probably for the best. I mean, it's not like I haven't filmed or taken photos of my share of weird things anyways. When you have friends, that happens. Oh man. That makes sense. God, that was so long ago too. pick this out. I guess that arm looks okay. Oh my god, August 21st, 2014. Wow. Man, that was right after I started dating him too, I think. Wait, what year is it? 2021? So yeah. Don't worry guys, he still does stupid stuff. Which is why we bonk him with a chicken. It's weird to think too. Well, I guess yeah, phone. I was like, wait, was that before smartphones? No, I'm not that. That's not that long ago. I remember watching the original Sailor Moon and having her having a floppy disk. It's like wow. Back when floppy disks were a thing. I'm trying to think of what the weird disk that we had at our computer was. Because it wasn't a floppy disk. It was like the upgraded form of it. Kit, do you remember? What was that called? But we grew up on Mac computers, which is probably why I'm so anti-Mac now. Because every computer we had was really crappy. Also, I got fed up with my iPhone. Maybe a 3.5 disc? It had a specific name. I don't remember what it was called, but it probably was something like that because it was like thicker and a little bigger than a USB or than a floppy. A zip drive, that was probably it because that sounds familiar. I mean, to be fair, we had 56K dial-up internet until we got into college, so... And not even right away. It made online classes hard. Considering I could get more work done on the Wi-Fi at school than I could at home was a problem with online classes. And our bad connection. And I'm aware it was outdated when I had it, but my favorite movie as a kid was on a beta player, on a beta tape. My parents recorded it on a Betamax tape, not that it was actually on there. It was the Pound Puppy movie, Big Paw. Yeah. I have it on DVD now, because when I worked at Suncoast, back when Suncoast existed, and at its going out of business sale, yeah, we bought a bunch of stuff, and I was like, dude, it's $2, I'll buy it. With all the clearance and employee discounts, like we were like, yeah, we're all buying crap that we don't need. I bought a bunch of anime, and then I bought that movie. I might have bought one of the Land Before Time movies too, because it was probably also like $2. Ah, wrong layer I hid. Teehee. don't like quite how that looks. I think that looks a little better. Ah. I'm really looking forward to having the new Zos Kias outfits in the story. I got some more I still need to finish up, but... Oh, that's what I was gonna do. Oops. Going back to this again. $2.2K! Woo! Soon the bonking shall commence. I still need to figure out what I want to do for the Happy Meal points. So if you guys, like I said, have ideas for that, let me know. I want it to be something more like physical or like, you know, an actual price, not just like a bonk wong kind of thing, but more like art or a download or something. But I want it to be stuff that you guys want too, so... My hobbies include not being decisive. There we go. I guess that's okay. I forgot to draw her mouth. Not that you really see much of it. But it's cute if you can see part of it. Don't worry, she's touching a poisonous flower to her mouth. It's fine, guys. It's fine, she's a professional. Yay! Okay, yeah. I'm gonna have to eat dinner after the stream because I haven't done that yet, but I figure after this I'll actually start working on that commission that I was initially going to do on the stream, and then I was like, it's too boring. I don't mean the commission itself is boring for me to do. I mean it would be really boring for you guys to watch because it's so simple and mostly done. Yeah, I'll be adding her mesh better later, so that's why there's like so many like random openings and nothing in them yet. Cause she's like, it's a weird ninja motif. It matches Ryoma's outfit, is exactly why it's like this. In case that wasn't obvious. Although I guess I've only drawn Ryoma's new outfit once, and he has yet to appear in it too. I like drawing hers a lot, though. It's cute. I was so happy when I did the art collab with the live stream with Rajimitsu, and she did she drew Viridian for me because it came out so cool. I was also pretty happy to learn that Viridian has gone up in people's characters as some of their favorites. So thank you guys for liking her. I like her a lot too. Even if she's dumb and gets her face smashed in a lot. Wow, that's a great disconnect there. I'm gonna have to fix that. I haven't actually set up the character poll for this year in Zos Kias. It was a lot easier to know who was going to be the favorite character back when, well, back before the Doppelganger arc, I guess I should say. Ever since then, the characters have rotated a lot, although usually Kellic and Kazuhiko take the top spot still. Kellic is my baby. I love him a lot. Kazuhiko used to be my all-time favorite character, but I really like Kellic a lot now too. And I tend to get really into whatever character I'm writing in that arc, so that's probably why I really like Viridian right now. And then of course I like Nyoga a lot too, because he was also in this arc. I keep clicking on the wrong layer. I always imagine Viridian would probably not have a lot of musculature on her, but she'd probably have some. Maybe not though. She probably eats a lot too. I haven't really thought about that much with her. I know all the witches have a lot more muscle than I've drawn, especially like Alexandria has like pretty big arms. Not like in a mean way, but she's got like more muscular. Like it was always funny because I'm like, I think her arms are more muscular than Umishin's. I've gotten better at drawing musculature on the characters though, so some of them that looked like they were really small are starting to finally get their true muscle mass. Trevor's always had his, well, because you don't really see his shoulders because of his outfit. Although guys, don't forget, the Zos Kias anniversary contest is redesign, or well, make a new outfit for either Trevor or Tessa, or both. You can do both, it's fine. I'm hoping to get some better goodies in, too. Like, I'm gonna try to see about getting, some donations towards an Amazon gift card for you guys as a prize. And then, of course, the usual, copies of Zos Kias, and then maybe some stickers or shirts or stuff, too. Stuff I haven't really done as much on. I usually do custom art as well, which seems to always go over okay, but I'm also trying to give you guys some, cooler swag. Maybe I'm gonna talk to some friends I know who makes some jewelry and see if I can get something like cool like that too. It'd be nice if I could get Kazuhiko's charm made up. Which I suppose I could do it as like a acrylic or something, but I think I'd rather have it if I could do it like metal. Okay, so I basically figure I'm gonna stay on to finish the rest of this line art, or at least most of it, and then get off and go do dinner because I'm hungry. Anybody eating anything good for dinner tonight? I like food. Are you making it from scratch? I never tried to make kung pao chicken, so I don't know what it all entails. I don't think I've ever even eaten it. I know what it is, per se, but yeah. Chicken is good, though. Yeah. I mean, legit, my fiance is Chinese, so we do a lot of Asian cooking, and actually probably more Japanese than Chinese because we're both really big into Japanese food. But we do also do Chinese cooking as well. I have learned a lot since living with him. Plus, even when I was in Japan, my second year over there for school, my roommate was from Beijing, and her son was about my age, so she always wanted to cook for me. Ah, that's a good idea. Never can go, well, I mean, I guess maybe you can go wrong, but yeah, if you find one that you really like the flavor of, that's the best one to try to mimic. Tacos are always good. Like or like you eating out tacos or order in tacos. Well, mimic. I like mimics. Not to eat though. Mimics are my friends. I really like them. I want to get one so people can come and see him and then he eats them. Although if anybody ever figures out how to make like mimic desserts, like, or if there's like like what is it, a mold? I would love to make mimic cake. Oh my god. I can't decorate it, but I could bake it. I could have Kitten or Kohaku decorate it. my decorating skills are pretty bad. I know, she did the one with Eclipse eating the fried mimic. She knows I like mimics. We talk about it. I have a mimic dice bag. I mean, I'm assuming if she can find a mold for it too, she'd want to share with me. She has a dragon mold. It's cool. I wouldn't take like credit for anything. I just would eat the cake. I like cake. It looks like I'll be making lemon pound cake probably tomorrow because I see the stuff for it got left out on the counter, which means I should make it. Yeah, I'm not good at any kind of decorating. I was gonna say I've shared a couple of my cakes in the Discord before. Yeah, I try. I'm not very good. They taste fine though. Yeah, they taste good. They just don't look good. That is not my specialty. But I was thinking more like if you got like I guess if you take like if you could find a mold for like a treasure chest cake or something, you could split it apart. If it's not already split and get the shape right. And then like, yeah, the teeth and the tongue and stuff you could do with like fondant. I want to practice decorating some cakes, but that's a lot of baking. I like baking, but I like to bake and be done with it and then eat it. But Kohaku is moving closer to me, like actually really close. So I'm hoping to bug her sometime so we can have some baking days together. So we can both enjoy food and I can learn some stuff. I don't ever plan on it being a specialty of mine, but that's fine. I just sometimes when you have something you can do only partially, you just want to be able to do it fully, or at least better. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, I love hearing that my friends sometimes are like, oh, you've inspired me to write or inspired me to draw. That's great. Do it. I will pretend I know what I'm doing and teach you, but I don't expect lots of logic from me. My secret is I have no idea what I'm doing. Yeah, so you're honestly better off with somebody else as your teacher. Says the girl who teaches children how to draw manga. That one's probably a little... God, I'm so hungry. Just a little more, and then I'll go wake Wong up. We've been having a lot of pasta, just because we have a lot of pasta stuff here. Which isn't bad, I like pasta. I had some Parmesan meatballs that we used with it too. They were just frozen, but I don't think I've ever made meatballs from scratch. At least while being an adult. My mother used to, so I'm assuming I could learn it. I don't actually cook that much though. I'm more the eater. I like to bake, but I usually leave the cooking to Wong because he is better at it than me and has more experience with it. Plus, he also likes doing it. I am not a very happy chef. I don't like doing it. It's a pain in the butt and it hurts. I can't stand for too long, so it makes stuff hard. I also can't chop things well. Yeah, I'm kind of a mess. But I'm learning how to do stuff and trying to strengthen myself so I can handle things. Also trying not to get frustrated when I can't do something right the first time because I understand I have a broken body and it needs time to get stronger. And it's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Still need to have a wine and baking day with Kitten too. I can drink wine again. I mean, I think I've mentioned that before, but yeah, when I was on a bunch of painkillers because of the costochondritis, I couldn't. And the costochondritis isn't cured. It really isn't curable. It will just go away on its own, but it's controlled. And the painkillers weren't doing anything for me anyway, so they told me not to take them anymore and just, try some other things. And I'm finding things that work, so it's managed for the time being. Which means all those bottles of wine that I bought, I can finally start drinking. I'm not a big drinker. I drink a little bit each. So usually a bottle of wine lasts me way too long. Although I don't want to sit too long because I really like the sweet ones. And if you don't drink them really fast, like within a couple days, they get really icky. I also like to share them with people, and Wong doesn't like a lot of my wines because he doesn't like the sweet stuff. He prefers like whiskey and stuff. Ick. Although after telling me the other day that he did not want to try my favorite Moscato, he decided to drink some of my favorite Moscato. I was like, what? What are you doing? No, it's okay. He said it wasn't too bad. It was just a little sweet. I'm like, well, yeah, that's why it's my favorite. Kitten's the one who introduced me to it. I prefer eating to drinking anyways. Let's see. Kitten definitely drinks more than me, but that's not saying much. Every time I go over to hang out with Kitten, we always get into a bottle for wine, and occasionally I've drinking more than I should. And I don't mean like I was drunk or anything, I just mean I had to actually wait for some time to pass before I could drive home. We do like takeout and horror movies and wine when I'm over at her place. And we play with her cats! Just like whenever she comes over here, she plays with my cats. As is important. Cats are important guys. Everyone loves Arata though. He's such a good boy when he wants to be. Did I already do that arm? Yeah, okay. I feel like most of my habits can be blamed on Kitten. No, I'm kidding. Not most of them, but a good chunk. We grew up together and developed a lot of the same habits. And even some of the same taste. Although she was definitely a cat person before I was. I used to be a dog person. Not like literally, I was not a dog. That's wrong. But I like dogs better than cats for like a good chunk of my life. And then we got a cat named Anya. And yes, it was short for Anastasia. It was during the time when the Fox animated Anastasia came out. And like that cat was just amazing, and she turned me into a cat person for sure. I mean, I've always liked cats and dogs, so it wasn't that hard of a jump. Now I'm like definitely a cat person. Once again, not literally. I'm an elf, not a cat. You can tell by the ears. But yeah, I've had, you know, really good luck with cats. And like my baby Arata is like the sweetest thing ever, and he's also an asshole, which is what cats are. But yeah. But Nightbot, why are you spamming the chat, man? There's supposed to be time in between these. What? I'm sure I blamed you for some stuff, Kitten. I just don't remember what it was. Someone confused me personally as a cat? No. As an Asian male? Yes. Now, Kitten, on the other hand, is a cat. You can tell. She's got ears. In fact, they did a whole article about Kitten the cat when we were in college, and the fox boy, who none of us actually knew. I was very surprised to learn that those ears looked super familiar because they were indeed the first pair of ears she ever owned. I think we got that conversation at the museum last time I saw her. Alright, I think all I have left to do is the flower? Yeah. I know, I just drew that hair and I'm drawing over it. The funny thing I had going for me for a while, a lot of people didn't seem to know what my real hair color was. Like, even though I'd always tell them and be really honest about it, I'd be like, guys, I'm blonde. 36 inches of blonde hair, ain't kidding. And then, like, I'd run into them at, like, I guess because I was running into them a lot when I was in cosplay, it was pretty easy, because, like, it's hard, I guess, to understand how much that much hair can fit underneath a wig if you aren't used to it. But my hair is actually pretty thin. Not like dangerously thin, but that's part of why it manages, because it is thinner than a lot of people's hair. It's very poofy and frizzes out in the humidity, which Kitten can probably relate to because, you know, we share the familial crazy hairness. As you know, elves and cats are related. Oh my god, the eraser's too fat. Why did I do that? I want to actually put some more. Something. I feel like that needs more of a finish line. Okay, maybe that's better. Yeah, I guess I will call it that for now. So that is my later. Yay! I'll get around to coloring it at some point. I'm gonna work on a commission first, and then I guess Zos Kias next, and then this. I think I can get that all done before June comes around. Well, that's 5 days, maybe. We'll see. June, I'll have to start working on Patreon rewards again. But yeah, that's Viridian. My poison user. Yay! Okay. So I'm going to call it here so I can go eat dinner. Thank you guys for coming. It's a lot of fun talking to y'all. And go eat food. Good night!